I know you studied engineering in college,
Mhm,
and then you had a little turning point in your life.
mhm.
You want to share a little bit about what happened and how you've grown from there?
Sure. Yeah. So I did study engineering and then I worked at NEC Electronics and after that at Sun Microsystems and then VMware. My career was going great. My kids were doing really well, husband was doing really well. And there appeared to be this strange break that was applied to my life where I fell sick with some sort of a mysterious illness. And I went through a good 2 year process where they were trying to figure out what was the issue. There were definitely issues. Um, and what that caused is it made me pause and really examine what's important in life.
Mm-hmm.
And so the turning point for me was where I was following the Silicon Valley path of being hard charging, ambitious, aggressive. I was sort of succumbing to the kind of borderline exploitative culture of Silicon Valley, which was not natural to me. It went against the grain for me
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a very fair and compassionate person. So that 2 year break that I had, it forced me to just take a complete stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I really understood what was important in those 2 years.
Yeah. So,
Um,
share a little bit more about your illness. Like, was it like life threatening? Was it like painful? Just a little bit more.
yeah, so ultimately, what it was some sort of a viral infection that affected the brain.
Mm-hmm.
It did cause seizures, which were unexpected for me. I was in my late 30s at that point.
Yeah.
And uh, the doctors thought it was life threatening for about a 3 week period, which was a scary 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it felt like it was more something that was chronic.
Yeah.
Um, and that was a little painful because the medication I was taking was a little numbing. And so it wasn't a very pleasant experience for me to be taking that medication. I really struggled with the fact that I might have to take this medication for the whole of my life.
Yeah.
That caused me to really fight against it. And I went off and explored holistic forms of medicine.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into Ayurveda
Yeah.
and a lot of other spiritual practices. And ultimately, what happened was I did heal from it. So in 2 years, I healed from it. It wasn't a chronic condition. It was something that the body just needed to fix on its own time scale.
Yeah.
But those 2 years were incredible for me
Mm.
because they caused me to just completely do almost like a 180 degrees turn to
Yeah.
find out who I was really.
Yeah. And what is
I came back into tech
Mm-hmm.
with a new stance,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, but I figured out a way that I could be successful without being hard charging and aggressive and exploitative.
Mm.
And I'm applying that to my company currently, where I make it a point to be extremely generous with my employees. I make it a point to be extremely fair, considerate, and um, uh, honest with my customers.
Yeah.
And that is working for me, Rupali.
That is fantastic. Share a little bit about your new startup.
Sure. So my startup is called Akasha,
Yeah.
Akasha Cloud,
Yeah.
AKASIA.
Uh,
It isn't that new anymore.
Yeah.
It's been around for 5 years.
Yeah.
We do cloud planning.
Yeah.
So enterprises such as IBM, Peraton, your alma mater, Cisco, um, Chevron, and so
Fantastic.
many others. Yeah, they use our software
Yeah.
to do pre-migration planning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our software does the discovery of the on-prem environment and then automatically presents to you what the equivalent cloud options are
Yeah.
and shows you all the optimizations available in the cloud, the savings opportunities available in the cloud.
Yeah.
So it's becoming more and more and more popular.
Wow.
Um, we've been profitable for the last 3 years, and 2020 and now 2021 have been blockbuster years for us. Recently,
Unlike other companies through the pandemic, you guys did fantastically well, huh?
yes, luckily for us, yeah.
Yeah.
We recently issued a press release with IBM.
Yeah.
That's on our website. This journey has been incredible. But what I love about this journey is I'm being true to myself.
Yeah.
And I find that if you're true to yourself, you actually just naturally do well in whatever you pick up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I would encourage.
Sometimes you just need the hard knocks of life to realize that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I just wanted to share on this platform that, you've been such a supportive friend of mine for the longest time. And I really value our friendship too. Thank you, Garima, so much.
And vice versa, Rupali. You've been, one of the pillars in our life too.
Good.
Seriously.
I'm so glad we mean these similar things to each other.
Yes.
Thanks, Garima.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.